coloring friends, and welcome. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. Today I mentioned in my last two actually what I'm coloring for the month videos, that I wanted to do a page in this Colors of Daydreams by Nikolette Delafraye, and I got the challenge to use a Coloring Heaven color palette to color a page. And I chose a page in this book and didn't get to it the prior month and said I wanted to get to it this month as one of my free picks. So I believe it was one of my free picks. Anyway, I will put up the color palette that I settled on in the original video up here. And I will go ahead and show you. We'll start with the page here. So this is the page that I had planned on working on. The only thing it's going to be a little bit of a cheat is I had already done two leaves on it that are not in the color palette, but I'm going to let it slide because I want to do that page, and I think it'll work well for the color palette that I chose. So back here, I used the handy dandy little test page to try to settle on a color palette, and let me move that over so we can put a side-by-side kind of look at the Coloring Heaven one and the one that I settled on here. So this is the final, after many test runs of different pencils, the final selection of colors. And I did pull from two different sets. I kind of started with one set and then pulled another set out when I didn't have just the right combination, and I managed to find everything out of those first two sets, so that's what I'm going with. There's really no rhyme or reason to it other than that. So the first color, this very light, almost purplish blue, is from Amazon Basics set, and that's the lilac pencil. Then this minty tone is Brute Fooner number 57. Just line them up here. The very lightest pink in the mix here is the pink from Amazon Basics. This almost magenta shade, this was the toughest one, and it's really not a perfect match for what I have there, but I decided I'm just going to go for it because I'm ready to color and had enough testing. So this is another Brute Fooner pencil, number 105. Then the yellowish shade is a Brute Fooner number 92. And finally, we have the darker pink shade, and that is Brute Fooner number 61. So that is what I'm working with. And I already kind of looked at the page and gave some thought to what colors I want to use where. So I have to make sure I use all of the colors in the page, and the tricky things I think are going to be the green, the minty green. That's what I have to work with for the leaves basically. So I'm probably going to do some different shading with the green and yellow on the leaves, just to give it some color variation. The flowers I am definitely going to do, I think I'm going to do them tipped in this magenta color, and then we'll do darker pink toward the centers, lighter pink toward the edge, and then yellow in the center. The butterfly, I was a little stuck on. I'm not sure what the opinion is on whether or not a black would be a cheat. I'm thinking I kind of wanted to add black in. I would like to make the butterfly mostly with the blue, and that's where I'll get that color in the page. And then I would like to add some yellow for some of the accent little pieces, and then I would really like a couple of the areas to do black. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's considered cheating or not, but that is, I think, what I'm going to do. The only other thing that's going to be a little odd is the body of the butterfly. I think it's going to have to be just the yellow because I don't have anything else to work with there. So, and I don't want to make that black. Um, but yeah, and that's about it. I think I may tape the page in a right angle here at the bottom and then do a blue, close to this color, blue chalk pastel in the background, working up to the corner and having the yellow kind of come in down into that like a sunshine shining down on the picture. So that is the general plan. Oh, it wasn't a free pick. It was flowers on the cover this month. And last month it was the color palette challenge. So there you go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull us in a little closer and we'll get going. I think I might start working on some leaves and then maybe do a couple flowers and then we'll work on the butterfly and then um, throw on a background here and that'll be the video. So grab something to color if you like or a nice drink to sip on and um, I put these videos on and do all kinds of things while they're on and just glance up and all of that. So, yeah, get yourself comfortable. I hope you enjoy and let's get to it. All right, so here we go with the leaves. I think I'm going to do a couple in this little group right here. And unfortunately, this is going to be one of those videos that's just kind of cut short or not cut short, shown little pieces of each element in the picture. That's what I'm trying to say. Just in the interest of time, because I think this page is going to take me a while to do, and I think it's going to get kind of boring to watch me do. There's really only a couple elements total in the picture, so, and then it's just repeating. So that is my plan of attack here. But I do want to show the entire page being completed. So we'll do bits of each element and then wrap it up at the end with a completed page because I find that satisfying in videos to see how things all come together. I think that's fun. I'm going to come in a little closer. I feel like my camera's not focusing very well. Okay, I think I got it worked out here. Sorry if that was super blurry to start. The screen is so light. Okay. Not sure. Does it even look like I'm doing anything on the camera? Because it's so light. I don't know if it's, yeah, it's picking it up a tiny bit. And then I just want to pop the yellow just on the rounded bits there. Do the same on the other side. There goes my camera again. There. gonna try to come in, just deepen up a little bit here, if it'll let me. All right, those are going to be some very, very lightly shaded leaves. I'm just going to get a brush out and brush away. I have a little bit of flaky bits there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move on to this leaf here, and then I think I'll finish the rest of the leaves off camera, and then we will move on to the next element. I think that'll be the flowers. Let's leave that darker there because it's laying under that leaf. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to pop some yellow on this one. Sorry, I keep taking breaks and looking up to make sure my camera's behaving. I don't know why. I think certain kinds of line art, my camera really struggles to keep a good focus. Coloring Heaven pages are bad about that. They do that, tend to do that quite a bit. Alright, just deepen up my green. I don't want it to be too yellow. Okay. All right, there are 2 leaves done. I've got quite a bit to go with the leaves. Well, it's not too terrible, but yeah, so I'm gonna finish working on the leaves and then I will be back to do the flowers in the picture. Okay, friends, it's time to tackle these flowers. So I think I'm gonna start with the easy part, which is the yellow in the flower. I'm gonna work on this flower right here. And we're just gonna pop the yellow in the center and on the little things coming out here. I don't know my flower anatomy, so I don't know what those are, but they're going to be yellow. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then like I said, I think I want the very tips of the flower to be my darkest pinkish shade, mauvey, whatever that one is. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that right on the edges fairly heavily. I didn't mean to go quite that far in there, but that's okay. I really want it to be just on the very edge of the petals. Okay, and then we're going to go around the edge of this one. There we go. And then around the edge of this one. Oh, should have turned my pencil there. Got a little darker than I wanted in that spot, but that's okay. And then around the outside of the center one. There we go. Finish around here. I'm hoping this ends up looking like what I want it to, how I'm envisioning it. We'll see. All right, so we got our darkest shade in. And then I'm trying to think how I wanted to do this now. So I think I'm going to go in with my lightest shade next. And then I will add the middle tone as a kind of deepening in where I need it darker. That's the plan. So I think for the most part, the deepest shade's going to end up, or the middle tone is going to end up more in the center here than on these outer petals, because these are going to be the lightest bit poking out there. There we go. I haven't even looked. Hopefully my camera's behaving better than it was before. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill the entire center bit with this lightest pink. And then we will deepen things with my mid-tone. There we go. Just a nice light covering with that in the center. And then hopefully that'll allow me to layer on top with this middle pink here. I'm a little concerned because I'm working with two different types of pencils, so hopefully they play well together. We'll find out. All right, I definitely want sort of a dark and then fading out to that lighter shade. So far so good. I will come in again with the lightest pink Use it to kind of blend the two together here. Looking at it, it's maybe not my favorite color combination ever, but it's what I'm supposed to work with, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's pop this. I'm just going to use it to kind of pull the two together. I feel like it kind of needs something. I'm going to try just adding some little really does not want to go on top of this stuff anymore. It's saying we've got enough. Try to make it lay down there. All right, well, it's not my favorite over here. I'm going to see if I can maybe get an eraser and try to fix that a little bit. I think I went a little too heavy-handed with it, and that's part of the problem. Try and lighten that up a bit. Now see if it'll take a couple of little lines there. Okay, well, it is not my favorite in the world, but I actually kind of think that maybe if I get a few more of these done, it'll look a little prettier than what it's looking like just on its own there. It's hard working with only this limited amount of colors. It's definitely a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to try to get this guy, we'll work on him, a closed one. And then I think I will go back off again and get the rest of these flowers done off camera. All right. That's my mid-tone. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll pop my darkest on last on this one. We'll work the opposite way. Let's see how that goes. Boy, this pink goes down so light on this paper. It's hard to... a lot like the green. That minty shade just lays down very lightly on the paper. Okay, and then we're going to add in my deepest, and that would be right on the tips Try not to go too crazy with this. All right, that one is not too terrible, not too terrible. All right, so I am going to go ahead and work on all of these other flowers. That's going to take me a little bit of time, probably way more than the leaves took me, and I will come back and we'll work on the butterfly. I think I've changed my idea on what I want to do with this butterfly a little bit, so I think I'm going to try to incorporate all of the colors in the palette in this butterfly because I think that would be really pretty. I'm still going to use the black, but I think I'm going to try to use all the colors there. So I'm excited for that one. I think it's going to be really pretty. So let me go ahead and get to work on these and I'll be right back. All right, I finally got all the flowers done on the page. That took me a while to do. It is quite a few days later, in all honesty, and I am finally ready to tackle the butterfly here. So I think I mentioned that I was going to change my strategy for the butterfly. I'm still going to use black to do some of the edging and we'll see how it goes with the rest of it. But I decided I'm going to incorporate almost all the colors. I'm just leaving out this light pink, but the rest of them are going to go in the butterfly, and it's going to be kind of a rainbow butterfly. So I'll start with my darker of the pinks here, and I'm going to start, I think, up here in this little dot. Go, and I'm just going to work my way through the colors here. I did find a bit of difficulty with the flowers and shading and getting these colors to behave well together. For one thing, the Amazon Basics pencil is not playing the best with the Brute Fooner, in my opinion. At least I couldn't get it to. I know we all have different experiences with our pencils, but I was getting a bit frustrated. And then my other issue was I just felt like this pink and this pink were really a jump to blend together. I used this pink mostly in the centers of the flower and to kind of give a shade to the darker underneath petals. And oh, it was just, I would blend and then go back over with the light pink and then come back in and erase some, and it was just yikes. I'm still not super thrilled with the end result here, but I guess that's what you get with a color palette challenge and trying to actually blend them together when maybe they're not necessarily meant to. I think I would have done better if I had picked some tones that were a little closer to each other and maybe blended into each other a little better too, because like I said, I did struggle a bit just getting the Amazon Basics pencil to blend with the Brute Fooners like I wanted. So, I mean, but that's just me. Maybe it was user error. Could be. Um, so the flowers are not my favorite. I'm kind of hoping the butterfly wins the day here for me because yeah, I was just not super thrilled with how the page was coming otherwise. So we'll see. It's probably going to end up that this is just not one of my favorite pages I've ever done, and I guess it's a little bit of a shame because It's such a beautiful picture, but I still enjoyed my time with it, so that's all that matters in the end, really. I always kind of try to keep in mind that they're not all going to be absolute favorites, and that's okay. I was trying to remember what pencils I used on this paper before, because, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm having trouble getting the color to lay down the way I want it to. But like I said, it could be just user error to an extent. But I know the other pages I've worked on in here, I didn't have that problem. I was happy with the way things went down, so it could just be I'm in an extra critical mood of myself too. That could be part of the problem too. Go. I am happy with the leaves, how they came out. They were not colors that I normally would have used on leaves, so that was kind of cool to see that work out that way. Um, yeah, I never would have gone with this light of a green, and then of course I was only left with a yellow to kind of add some shading. And I do like the way that came out, so that's something. I do think though that the yellow and green were both brute fooners, so they were a little easier for me to work with together. So my next pencil is the Amazon Basics of this group that I'm using right now, so we'll see how that lays down. Maybe I just don't like that pencil on this paper. Or need to get used to it, how it works on this paper. Okay. I think it's going to be pretty though. And I believe I'll use probably like a Sharpie, a black Sharpie to do the edges of the wings here, maybe a bit on the body, or not the body, the interior of the wings. And luckily this paper is single-sided, so I am free to do that without worry, which is always nice. And then, like I said, at the very end, I'm going to add in a bit of a background with some pastels in, I think I'm going to use the bluish and then the yellow in the background. Uh, it's, yeah, it's kind of doing what I didn't like before. It looks kind of blotchy, and I'm going to see if I can use a blender and take away that tooth that's showing through a bit. I just have to scribble some of that off. Whatever was on the tip before. And we'll just drag that through. Yeah, that really does help. I should have probably pulled that out when I was working on the flowers. Probably would have saved me a little bit of headache. This darker pink, I feel like could use that too, right here. All right, that is better. And then pop in my purple here. And then trying to figure out what this is. It's not a part of that wing because it's separate. To me, that little bit is part of the outer bit of that wing. And then I have this here, and I don't know what to do with that. I'm not sure what to do with that. We'll see once I get the rest of this in. And once again, I'm going to use my cheat here. I don't know if it's considered a cheat or not, but I'm just going to throw that in the center so I have my nice smooth bit there. All right, well, that is definitely very pretty. So now, I need to figure out what I want this chunk to be, and then whatever this is here. I think I'm going to do this line as black. And then I have another tiny wing here. Okay. So I need to choose one color that I want to be. I think I'm going to go with yellow because I don't have a lot of yellow in the picture, and I will have some in the corner here, but if I do blue, it's going to mess with the sky background that I was going to do there, and I don't really want to do more pink and purples, I don't think, because I'd rather have the butterflies stand apart. So we'll do yellow. Yellow it is. See if I can deepen that coming out of the area there too. All right, where is my blender? Yeah, so this is just the Prisma colorless blender that I'm using over top here. Just to, ooh, I got some pink on there. That would have been bad. There we go. Just to take away some of that tooth that's coming through because I'm limited with color on what I can. I mean, normally I'd layer in other colors or other shades of that color to smooth it out and cover that, but without having that, it's really it's really limiting. Oh goodness, trying to figure out how I want to do this. All right, well, let's come up here I'll do this bit. There we go. Go with yellow. And then the green. And then the blue. And then these little dots will make the deeper purple. Okay. And then I have, let's see, so I guess I'll run that the same way here so that the colors kind of correspond. So we've got blue, green, and then the rest of these are really not much going for them. So the other two are just basically dots. I don't think I need to add color to that. All right, let me go ahead and do this bit too. I think the other thing is the body. How do I want to do that? I think the body, I'm just going to do just the base in yellow and let it kind of carry up. Oops, I think I have a little bit of a mess up in there. That's better. All right, yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, and then I've got this area, which I think maybe I'll just, oh, I think I'll leave out the darkest shade here. Yellow, green, and blue. Okay, so I still need to figure out, I don't want this to be, I might just make that yellow. There we go. That one actually laid down pretty nicely. I think I'm going to leave it at that. And I was going to make this bit black, but now I feel like maybe I need to make it yellow. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's go back and we'll just get these first. Maybe it'll come to me once I've got it all laid down. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly zip through this. I just realized that this is different too. The dots up here are different. Okay, we're just gonna keep with the pattern. All right, I'm gonna quickly zip through this and quit waffling about here, and then I'll come back and yeah, I may zip through the rest of this, including laying down the black, and then I will come back at the end and slow it down for the background parts.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day, but I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. Calm your soul, hold my hand, don't let go. I understand. I know it hurts, it wasn't fair. It's over now, so don't despair. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay.
All right, I am back yet another day. Um, Unfortunately, I have caught the cold that's been going around my house, so I apologize if I sound a little snuffly and weird. Um, so I did go ahead and washi tape the area that I want to keep the background in. I have picked out 2 chalk pastels, going for matching the yellow and the blue colors, which I think I did a pretty good job. I was lucky I had those colors in chalk pastel. And so what I want to do is take the blue, and I'm just using a reusable cotton makeup pad. I'll do blue on one side and then flip it and use the other side for yellow. And then I can throw it in the wash and have it for next time. So I'm going to do the blue going up to the corner, and then I want to have yellow kind of meeting it in an arch, like it's sunlight coming in. So I'm just going to load up my cotton pad here. And we'll start down here. This is quite a light blue, but that's okay. It's honestly the closest I have, because this is almost a purplish blue. So that's what I'm going for. It's going to be very subtle. But that was part of why I wanted to mark off my lines there, so that there's a difference between, oh, and I'm getting it on getting the fallout on the non-background side.
The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my washi tape off carefully. I don't know if that light blue is picking up at all. Ah, my paper's tearing. That's what I was worried about. If that light blue is picking up at all on camera, but I think it's a little easier to see once you can see the line from the washi tape, at least. If I could get this off without destroying the paper, that would be great. Just one little bit there. That's okay. I did manage to go over my washi tape a little bit. I can see a faint second line there, but that's okay. At least it looks kind of like a frame there. Slow and careful. Hopefully I won't have another paper tear. Shoo! All right, there we go. All right, and then, so what I wanted to do is I have the Metallic Pastel Accents by Art Philosophy, and there is a yellow in here. It's maybe a little more vibrant than this yellow, but it's pretty close. So I am going to use that to put on all the rest of the little dots and flowers there. I'm going to grab my brush here. Let's get it juiced up a little bit. And then, actually, I'm going to switch my brush out here. All right, my very favorite brush, it looks like, is MIA, so I'm going to settle for this one and hope for the best. I need to just go buy a bunch of that one that I love, because 9 times out of 10, I grab for the same brush over and over. This one is maybe not going to be the best for these dots. We'll see how we do. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and keep going with this. And maybe do that off camera and then come back and then we will be done. All right, here is the color palette challenge completed. I will pop the palette, the original palette I was looking at the corner of the screen here, just for comparison's sake. And I am pretty happy with the results. I think it turned out pretty. It was a bit of a challenge, but I like how it turned out. So, of course, I love this artwork, and hopefully the video is not as long as it took me to do this, because this took days and days. But we will try to shorten it down so it's a little easier to watch. But if you made it to the end here, thank you so much for being here and watching. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!